Oh, good morning. So right now it's Friday about 20 to 9. And with this video, what I want to do is I want to make my 57% hydration bread flour sourdough. And I want to do it from beginning to end. So I'm going to start out this morning by making a levain. I have my starter, which has been in the fridge for the last couple days. See if I can get this right here. You can see it's fairly active, even though it's been in the refrigerator. I just fed it a couple days ago when I did my whole wheat loaf. And so it doesn't really need to be fed again to be active, but I'm going to make a levain with it this morning. And to do the levain, I'm going to use the leftover milled flour that I have. There's a mixture of hard red and hard white. You can see there's not much, it's just a little bit there. And then I will supplement that with AP flour for the levain. I'll stick it in the sourdough home. I'll let it ferment probably 3 to 4 hours. I'll have it at 75 degrees. I'll check it after about 3 hours to see. And then I'll make the dough from there. Then we'll let it bulk ferment. And then we'll shape it or pre-shape it. Then we'll shape it and then put it in a pan to proof. And then we will bake it tomorrow late afternoon. So I'll be stopping and starting this video as I go throughout this. So I can try and get every single step of what I'm doing here. So to start off with, I need 180 grams of starter for this recipe. In actuality, let's see here. It calls for 150 grams. But I make extra. When I make a levain, I always make extra because when you scrape it out from the bowl, from the container, whatever, there's always starter left behind. So I figure if I'm a little over 150 grams, I'm fine. It's not a problem. I don't want to be under. I mean, even if I was under, it wouldn't be a problem because the starter will feed off the flour that's in the recipe anyway. But this is just the way I do it. So I usually try and make it even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 60 grams, turn on my scale. I'm going to take 60 grams of starter. I'm going to tear this. Okay. And that's 78 right there. I don't think you can really see. Let me move the scale up to here. Just get rid of that. There. Now you can see it better. All right. So that's too much. Let's take some out of here. 62, just a little bit more. And again, you don't have to be super precise with sourdough. It seems just to make up for itself. And of course, I am lazy when I do this stuff, so you have to take that into account also. All right, so I have 60 grams of starter in the bowl. Next, I'm going to measure in 60 grams of flour. I'll start with the leftover whole wheat. That's 25 grams. All right, so we got that. So now we'll just do a little bit here. 45. That's 62. We're a little over. We'll just grab a little bit. 61. 60. Okay. So there's our 60 grams. Now we're going to take 60 grams of water, and I measure the water separately instead of actually putting it in the same bowl like I do the flour. Let's tear that. I measure it separately because I don't want it too thin. So if I accidentally get too much water, this way I can take it out before. See, like I have 65 grams of water there. Let me grab, I thought I had everything. I guess I didn't. I have this little ladle thing that I like to use. 57, 60 grams on the button. Now I can put the water back in there. Okay. So let's put the water up here, out of the way. So now I have 60 grams of water. So now I pour that in. It's there. Now I'm going to move this scale out of the way. And I'm going to recap the starter. And I'm going to put this back in the fridge when we're done. I don't need to feed it again because I just fed it a couple days. And in actuality, I'll be pulling it out again. Today's Friday. I'll probably be pulling it out again Monday. And then I'll feed it when I do that, because I'll be making another loaf of whole wheat bread. So now I stir this up. I want to mix it in really well. Make sure the flour is incorporated. Don't want lumps, or as few lumps as possible. You can see it's quite thick, partly because it's cold, partly because it's newly fed. Okay, I have this spatula. I'll clean off the spoon. Okay, now I'm going to take this. I like to try and group it into a bunch if I can. Scrape as much as I can off. And then I'll drop it in here. The purpose of doing this is because I don't want it to touch the sides if I don't have to, because that way it's less messy. It won't dry out on me while it's fermenting. Okay, so that's that. So now we have in the jar here, you can see it. This is the starter that we're going to go with. And I have the sourdough home right here. I'm going to open it up and slide this in. I have it set to 75 degrees. And so we will let it do its thing for about 3 to 4 hours. I'll clean up this mess, pause the video. It is now 8:47, so we can figure out how long this actually takes in real time of actual work when we're done here. So on to the next step.